just tuned in, we have Virginia Kaufman with us, Senior Physician Assistant student at Damon College. She has volunteered for medical missions to Haiti and the Dominican Republic, completing a vascular surgery rotation with Dr. Hratch L. Karmanoukian, and she worked with him in Haiti on the humanitarian mission with the Hope for Tomorrow Foundation. And if you could pass me that book, I want to tell a little bit more about Dr. Karmanoukian. Thank you. Again, his new book that will be available to the public shortly is called Heart Healthy Supplements. And a little more information about Dr. Karmanoukian. He's obtained his training at UCLA, the University of Southern California, and the University of Buffalo. Dr. Hratch Karmanoukian has received America's Top Surgeons Award by the Consumers Research Council of America 2008 to 2011. Dr. Karmanoukian also received the 2009 and 2010 designation from the Consumers Research Council of America for his expertise in venous disorders, phlebology. Let's talk about your book, Dr. Karmanoukian, and I wanted to first talk about the vitamins that are necessary that you feel, because a lot of the book, about half the book, is about the needs with vitamins. Let's talk about that, Dr. Karmanoukian.
So basically, I've written a dozen books. This is an interesting one in that I've collaborated with a naturopathic doctor, Dr. Zora de Grandpré, out of Washington and the western coast of the United States. And basically, we've written a book about supplements that are healthy for the heart, and we've picked the most important ones that people should know about, read about, and perhaps consume that may not be all available through nutrition. So eating healthy foods sometimes is not enough to get a lot of these vitamins, some of these minerals, some of these nutraceuticals that are essentially important. Like, one of the hottest things now is this whole concept with resveratrol. And resveratrol is something that goes back to the 1980s when it was first highlighted on 60 Minutes with Morley Safer. And at that time, they were doing a story to see why French people eat worse than us, drink more than us, eat fatty foods, and smoke, and somehow, for some reason, live longer than us. So the putative agent was thought to be something in wine. And since that time, a lot of research has been invested to find out basically what this agent is, and they found it to be a chemical called resveratrol. So not only is it found in red wine, more red wine than white wines, but is also found in different types of berries, different types of vegetables, and peanuts, and a lot of different things that we talk about in the book. And this has been shown to turn on a gene, and the product of this gene, called the sirtuins, are proteins that have been shown to prolong life in at least 4 species of animals, for example. So resveratrol is a very hot thing to take. This is called, quote-unquote, the fountain of youth. And this agent, resveratrol, is a very safe thing to take. So you can't take enough of this. For example, you'd have to drink several bottles of wine, red wine, a day, and nobody's going to do that. So you can take this supplement orally.
And this is a pill or a tablet?
This could become in a capsule or a tablet, or it could be mixed in drinks or drink products, but it's mostly taken anywhere from 50 milligrams to 300 milligrams a day, and has a lot of different things. Some of the benefits include beneficial effects on the cardiovascular system. It protects the heart from injury, from low oxygen concentrations when there is injury such as heart attacks. It prevents cardiovascular disease. One of the most important things that it's been found is that it also prevents or protects the brain against neurocognitive decline, such as in Alzheimer's disease. And there are a lot of other things that it does. It's anti-inflammatory, it has antioxidant properties, and resveratrol is something that's very inexpensive and very good for people to take.
Now, do you need a prescription for this, or is this available over the counter?
Oh, this is available over the counter, and myself and a partner of mine, we also a company called myveinstore.com where you can purchase these products, but you can get good products or from vitamin stores that contain resveratrol. And resveratrol can be taken, like I said, anywhere between 50 to 300 milligrams. I recommend anywhere from 50 to 100 milligrams of the resveratrol. So this is basically, if you want to drink red wine, it's all that stuff on the bottom of the bottle that you throw away. That's sediment.
Now, what age should people start taking this? 15 or 20 or 25?
You can take it in your teenage years, but I would recommend people to take it in their 20s and above. There's no upper end as to when you should stop taking it. So really, something that's very healthy for you, something that's very good for you. Of interesting note is that a gentleman by the name of Audrey DeGray, who's from the Institute of Natural Senescence in California, has predicted that the first person who will live to be 150 years old has already been born. And he doesn't think that there's an upper end as to how long people can live. So that means that the person who's going to live to be 150 years old is already alive or been born. So it's predicted that there are going to be factors in our nutrition and that our bodies could probably sustain life more than 150 years. He actually comes out and says up to 500 years. So I'm not saying that resveratrol is the answer, but resveratrol turns on some interesting genes in the body, and these genes have protein products that have been shown to increase lifespan in animals in at least 4 species. So nobody's done the study obviously in humans because our life expectancy now is 78 years. You can't do the study. By the time the study is done, it'll be too late, and of course we're going to be living longer and longer as time goes on. So if you take resveratrol, this would be a very helpful thing for people to take.
The late Harold Farber, who was the founder of the International Life Insurance Company of Buffalo, used to say that man should live at least 120 years because animals grow 6 times their growth process. So he said if you are growing till you're age 20, a human being should last till 120 years of age. That was always his feeling. Virginia Kaufman, let's talk about what you did in Haiti. Dr. Karmanukian told of you being involved in triaging. What procedures were you involved with? Did you do just vein surgery, or did you do perform other surgeries with all the other 7 surgeons from Western New York?
I performed other surgeries as well. I got to assist in some of the orthopedic cases. I also got to assist in plastic surgery cases. And I also worked with Dr. Karmanukian with the vein surgeries. So we did microphlebectomies, we did sclerotherapies and things like that.
Very good. For those who just tuned in to the Rusk Report, you're listening to AM 1520. If you're listening in Washington, Manhattan, Tonawanda, New York, or Toronto, drop us a note. We'd like to hear from you. Please write to Brian Rusk, AM 1520, 500 Corporate Parkway, Suite 200, Buffalo, New York, 14226. We always read cards and letters from our Canadian and European listeners as we blanket 17 of the United States. For those who just tuned in, Virginia Kaufman is a senior physician assistant student at Damon College. She has volunteered for medical missions to both Haiti and the Dominican Republic. She was just in Haiti with the Hope for Tomorrow Foundation, worked very hard with Dr. Harach Karmanukian and Dr. Jeffrey Meilman with assisting with surgery. And if you could hand me that book, I'd like to tell a little bit more about Dr.